It's time we talk about the team that everyone believes to be the best in the NFC, including Care Bear Kieran. Fly Eagles fly. They look.
He did it.
I did it. I finally did it. They look absolutely amazing. Acho, you did put out an absolutely disgusting tweet today, though. You said, I hope you realize Jalen Hurts is having an MVP season. 20 total touchdowns and just 1 interception. The Eagles utterly dominate the Giants in a rematch of a game that they smoked earlier. They defeat them 38-20. Saquon Barkley got active for the first time. Fellas,
Shady shaking his head like
this tweet is crazy. Is Jalen Hurts an MVP contender?
It's crazy. See, this is my thing though. Like, it's like Jalen Hurts is either we gotta like put him way up here or throw him on the ground. And I'm like, why? Let's just let him live. He's right. He's at where he needs to be at. He's winning football games. He's playing well. I can't put him in MVP. He ain't been an MVP this year.
I got some important information for y'all. There's no better place to win cash while watching sports than PrizePicks. Football season is here and basketball season is here, so there's absolutely no better time to join. It's super easy to use. To create a lineup, all you got to do, select a few player stats, pick more or less. That's literally it. PrizePicks is available in more than 40 states, including California, Texas, my home state, and Georgia. But my favorite thing, PrizePicks is going to give you $50 in lineups when you make your first $5 lineup. What's that mean? Win or lose, you get $50 in lineups for free. Just download the app and use promo code Speakeasy today. $5 gets you $50 in lineups. PrizePicks, it's good to be right.
Right? But we don't need him to be an MVP.
True.
He's winning football games. And the Eagles, we find ways to win. One thing Saquon said, I loved it. He said, it's funny how people that don't win at the highest level is critiquing how to win. Think about that. How are you trying to critique the Eagles how to win? We are the defending champs. How you know what winning looks like? You know what I mean? Like how are you telling a winner how to win?
Yeah.
Yo. So no, I wouldn't have him in an MVP. Nah, not a conversation, but he's having a great year. We're playing well. We winning games. We're number 1 in the NFC East, right?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Nah, I mean, he's been really, really solid this year. But MVP conversation.
Now, hold on.
I
got to pause, y'all. And then obviously Shady knows best. Philadelphia Eagles Hall of Famer. But Jalen Hurts has to be in the MVP conversation because I'm watching a game today. I'm thinking to myself, wait a second. In the midst of all the wide receiver distractions, and sometimes disregard the distractions, in the midst of the absence of A.J. Brown, you go out there and you get 4 touchdowns versus a New York Giants team that's incredibly hungry, that's incredibly ticked off, and that's just coming off of a loss versus the Denver Broncos and has probably the best overall pass rush in the National Football League. You ain't got A.J. Brown. So you go out there and you do it with Smitty, Jahan Dotson, and Dallas Goedert. You're finally starting to get active. The week before, you go out there and you get 3 touchdowns with no interceptions. Now, all of a sudden, Jalen Hurts has 15 passing touchdowns. These are not tush-push touchdowns, people. 15 passing touchdowns and 5 rushing touchdowns to just one interception. These are MVP-type numbers. I don't know if anybody in football, you'll have to go fact-check me, I don't know if anybody in football has more total touchdowns than Jalen Hurts when you include the passing and the rushing. This is not one of those years where Jalen Hurts has 17 rushing touchdowns and 23 passing touchdowns. That's not what I'm talking about. Finally, Jalen Hurts has 15 passing through 8 weeks, plus 5 rushing. This wasn't a tush-push game nor a tush-push week. He has MVP numbers, and Shady, they do have the second best record in the NFC. That's why, to me, I'm like, you know what, Jalen Hurts, here's my hat. I'm going to tip it to you, MVP.
Yeah. Listen, I respect and love the game, right? And I know I got a lot of green in my heart.
Yes, sir, you do, of course.
But I got to be honest. This is my job, right? That's what you pay me to do, is be honest. And
yes,
I can't, crown and pom-poms for the way that dudes like Drake May's been playing, right? Guys like Baker Mayfield's playing. I can't do that with Jalen Hurts. Yeah. And I'm not going to. I can't, the same way I'm looking at dudes like Jonathan Taylor, who's carrying and is putting crazy numbers up for his coach team. I can't do that. But
let me ask you this, because here's what we know.
I can't do that.
People, you're harder on your relatives than other people are. Meaning, like, I can talk about my siblings, but let you talk about my siblings, we don't have to fight. Shady, you're probably more critical of Jalen Hurts because you know what it's like to be an incredible Philadelphia Eagle. On the outside in, I'm sitting here saying what Drake May's doing, what Jonathan Taylor's doing, what Matthew Stafford's doing, all of them are doing incredible. But I put up what Jalen Hurts is doing right there with him. Especially when you consider the record, not how it looks all the time.
But they winning too. They winning games too, Acho, and they put numbers up. We can't listen. I'm an Eagle and I love my quarterback, and I'm a rock with my quarterback. I got that Terrell Owens. Yep. That's my quarterback. But I got to be honest, I can't do that.
But bro,
you talking about? Okay, we said Baker Mayfield, we say Drake May, and we said Jonathan Taylor. All them guys, I think, are winning their division. They got winning records, and they put numbers up. I can't be biased like that.
But here's the thing, though. I think if this was 2 weeks ago, Shady, Care Bear, y'all, I'd be with you. But Baker Mayfield the last 2 weeks ain't done nothing statistically, in large part because he's lost his receivers. Drake May is still cooking. But Jalen got 15 passing touchdowns. 15 of them things. I think Matthew Stafford might have 17, if I'm not mistaken, leading the league. He's coming off of a bye week. But Jalen Hurts got 15 of them things, plus the 5 rushing. But more importantly, offensive line been banged up all year long.
He got that in one more game than Baker, though, too. Baker's got 7 games. Look. He's playing well. He's playing good. You guys obviously know he's playing good.
The last 2 weeks, all you're gonna say is good.
We're 4 weeks removed from him not having a completion in the second half of a football game. That's not what an MVP does. I'm sorry. He is playing really, really good right now. He found his rhythm. He has 7 touchdowns through the air over the last 2 weeks. The Eagles look like the best team in the NFL again. They've worked up towards that. We can have it be that without, like Shady said, being like Jalen Hurts is top 5, like he's now MVP.
I'm not saying that. I'm not going off of talent exclusively. What I'm going off of, what have you done for me this season, and what have you done for me lately? To your point, he had a dud game. A lot of quarterbacks have had dud games.
He's had multiple dud games.
I'm not even trying to sit here and like die on some Jalen Hurts hill. Just as an MVP voter, I was sitting here thinking today, and I was like, wait a second. This dude got 15 touchdowns and 1 pick. So that's hard to stumble into. That's hard to do on Madden.
Oh, I forgot that he is an MVP voter.
I forgot he votes for the MVP.
You serious? Listen, what
are we doing, man?
You give him MVP
Take his vote away.
If you give an MVP vote, I'm okay with that's my boy. So I let Jairus be MVP. But if we being serious, like 3 weeks ago, everybody was complaining. Was he the issue? Was he this? Is it that? It changed that fast for MVP?
What it is I think he's entered into the conversation. Like right now, y'all aren't asking for my MVP list, but I think Drake May is at the top of that conversation with Matthew Stafford, followed by Jonathan Taylor, and I would have Jalen Hurts probably rounding out the top 5 behind Patrick Mahomes. I think he's entered into the conversation because if you got 20 touchdowns and 1 interception, statistically you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Then if your team is 5-2, record-wise, you're doing something right. So now I got to ask myself, okay, well, are you playing with all Hall of Famers? Landon Dickerson been hurt and he been out. Lane Johnson has been hurt. Cam Jurgens, the center, he been hurt. He been banged up. Saquon Barkley just now got going today. And A.J. Brown has both been hurt this week and has been a distraction the last 4 weeks. So in the midst of all of that, Jalen Hurts is still cooking. So it's not like I'm just sitting here stat watching, Shady. You know I don't just stat watch. But I'm also factoring in all of the different variables and saying to myself, Jalen Hurts is in the top 5 of that conversation. I don't think he's number 1. I would go Drake May first. But Jalen Hurts is in the top 5.
Well, if you want to put him in there, I don't mind that, and I would appreciate that. Put him up in there. If you just ask me, I can't be biased. I mean, I can't put him in MVP conversation. I think he's playing well, and we're playing good, but like them other people we talking about, I think it's a little disrespectful. The way that Jonathan Taylor is winning and how they're playing down there with the Colts, we got to give him some love for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
Or like even with the Baker, the stuff that Baker has been doing, like, yo, you can't not look at that. Then Drake May.
Willing his team to victory.
Yeah, so it's I can't. Yeah. I can't see these guys doing all this since and playing well, and their team is winning and putting with Jalen. I can't do it. But if he does that, I'm okay with it for sure.
Where you at with it, Care Bear? Before we transition to the next part of the Eagles combo, you are as a fan from a neutral perspective. When you look at the fact that the Eagles are one of, if not the best teams in the NFC,
they are the best team in the NFC.
You look at Jalen Hurts has dealt with hella distractions this season, plus injury issues, plus no running game.
Yeah.
And the Eagles are still killing it. And he has 15 touchdowns just passing to just 1 interception. If you remove all the bias of Jalen Hurts, wouldn't you say whoever's on a 5-2 team with no running game and has 15 touchdowns and 1 interception, whoever that person is, and whatever that person's name is, I'm closing my eyes so I'm not even looking at that person, whoever they are, they should be in the MVP conversation.
Well, I mean, if we stat watch without nuance, then we can make arguments about anyone.
The nuance makes it better. If I tell you no running game, and I tell you Landon Dickerson been hurt, and I tell you Lane Johnson missed time, and I tell you Cam Jurgens been hurt, and I tell you the right guard has been awful, the nuance makes my argument better. Forget my nuance.
No, I don't think it does.
So when you start feeling like this, because you went like this 3 weeks ago.
Last 2 weeks. But I'm
saying, so that's how fast it's changed your mind?
Because we played 8 weeks of ball, 2 weeks is a quarter of the season. That's 25%.
I know, but I'm saying 3 weeks ago, you want to talk about
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so 2 weeks now, you're on this different wave.
Now he's moved into the top.
So I got another one for you, though.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to judge. The quarterback that plays for the Colts.
Yeah, Daniel Jones.
Is he on the conversation or no?
To me, no, because he's not the best player on his offense right now. He's not playing like the best on his offense. Jonathan Taylor is.
Yeah.
Okay. Jonathan Taylor's taking that spot.
Who the best on the offense?
Playing right now is Jalen Hurts. Of course, Saquon Barkley is the best, Shady, and A.J. Brown to me is the second best. Of course.
Devontae Smith, dark horse too.
So Smitty, Wait,
Smitty been the most consistent dude on that offense all year long.
Nobody give him credit. You can't say the last 2 weeks that Jalen Hurts is not playing like the best. Shady's there's two different questions. Who is the best and who's playing like the best are two very different conversations. Jalen Hurts is not the best player on the Eagles. I'm just saying the last 2 weeks, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Nah, he's been amazing.
Come on,
I'll give you that. If he continues to play like he's done.
MVP though.
MVP is crazy.
MVP is the best player in the
The
league.
most valuable player.
The best player in the league.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So was 2022? Is that when he was up for it?
Yes, sir.
He should have won that year. Was like, yo, what we talking about? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is not a shade, Jalen.
But here's
because I want him to do
Can
well.
I say this though,
But you gotta be. If we being honest and real, that's a hard conversation.
This is.
And the last thing is, why is it? I feel like Jalen Hurts is the only player where it's like we all got to be all the way on him or not on him. Like, as in, he got to be. You got to talk about him like he's super great or he's terrible. And I'm like, why? Why can't we talk about him like he's a really good player and he's playing well right now?
But isn't it fair?
That's it.
I think that's because that's how Jalen plays. Like, Jalen plays very Jekyll Hyde. Jalen plays very, I'm going to give you 4 tugs and no picks, or I'm not going to complete a pass in the second half. Like, Jalen's game is this. So our analysis reflects his game, which is Jalen don't just go out there and have 180, 2 touchdowns, no. Jalen has dud games or he has dominant games.
Let me ask you this question,
Yes, sir.
and I'm done with it.
Yes, sir. It's fine.
Do you think that if Jonathan Taylor doesn't go out there and play well, and he has a dud game, you think they can still win?
No, I don't think so.
Drake May. I don't know.
Heck no. If Drake May don't play well, they not winning nothing.
You get what I'm saying? So like that counts. So because like basically the luxury is, damn, I don't have to always play great because if I don't, we still.
But
so when you talk about the MVPs, I look at it a little differently because if you don't play well, y'all can't win.
But can I say this real quick and then move to the next one? Jalen Hurts had 2 dud games, and the Eagles lost both of them.
Okay.
So I would suggest that you proved your point. Think about it. Against the Giants, he did not play well. And against the Broncos, when
Against
the second
Bucks,
half,
he didn't complete a pass in the second half. I would say that's a dud game. They won that.
But because of how well he played in the first half, they were up by like 17 or 19 points or something like that. Think about this. Saquon Barkley has statistically sucked all season.
Yeah.
So much so that the Eagles now got to bring in an extra offensive lineman to get the running game going. Look it up. Saquon Barkley's 60-yard passing touchdown. They had 6 linemen on the field instead of the normal 5. So because of that, I'm like,
that ain't a dud though. If you don't have a completion in the second
half?
He would say
That's
that.
a dud.
He wouldn't be like bragging about that game.
I'll leave it. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone.
Yeah,
I
mean,
But for the sake of it though, if you are right, I hope you do get an MVP vote. I don't mind that.
A couple of tush, but I hear you. Look, he keeps playing like the way he has the past couple of weeks. Absolutely, he's an MVP.